attention, we could not be able. So hypertension is called a silent killer, and this is a silent killer that is lacking in our homes. So every hour, over 100 people lose their lives to a condition that shows no signs until it is too late. And this is not cancer. It is not even a car crash. It is the I want us to discuss how we can be able to manage blood pressure just at home with what we eat, what we do, and basically our lifestyle. So, what is high blood pressure? So, high blood pressure is a condition whereby the blood pressure is consistently high beyond 140 millimeters of mercury, the upper blood pressure, and 90 millimeters of mercury for the lower blood pressure. So blood pressure is a result of two factors. One, how much the heart is pumping out, and what is the resistance of the blood vessels. And for the blood pressure to go high, it is an interplay of factors that affect these two issues, either affecting how your heart is pumping or affecting the resistance of the blood vessels. And usually, most of the times, is as you age, your blood vessels tend to narrow down. A picture that I've been showing, that is what is a normal blood pressure, a normal blood vessel. And then what we see here is a very narrowed blood vessel. Actually, this one is occluded, it has a clot. And this is a process that is affected by high blood pressure. It is affected by being overweight or having obesity. It is affected by abnormal lipids or abnormal cholesterol, and also conditions like diabetes, smoking, alcohol intake, and even inflammatory conditions like HIV. So those ones affect the peripheral blood arteries resistance. Over in the world, over 1.2 billion people have hypertension, and this is quite a significant number of the world's population. And less than half of the people who have hypertension are not diagnosed, and they are not on treatment. And even for those on treatment, less than a third of them are well controlled. So this would be very scary because we know what are the complications of high blood pressure. And when you have high blood pressure, then you are at risk of getting a heart attack. You are at risk of having a stroke. You are at risk of getting kidney failure. You are at risk of getting limb amputations because the blood pressure can affect the arteries of your legs, and then the blood supply to your legs is compromised. So you can also get damage for dysfunction. Then you also have challenges with your vision. So these are the complications. So these complications, we know that hypertension can be treated, and it can also be prevented. Today, I'm not going to look at the drugs. I want us to look at what are the things that you can do at home that can help you. And look at the diet that is called the DASH diet, which is dietary approaches to stop hypertension. What is it? What does it consist of? One is low salt, trying to avoid as much as possible the salt that we add. Of course, when you are putting the salt to make the food tasty, that is good enough. But now it gets worse if you are going to keep adding more salt at the table. So this makes the food to have more salt, and when you have more salt, then you're encouraging high retention of water, because salt in the blood encourages salt retention, water retention, and this raises the blood pressure. This diet is also high in fruits, a variety of all kinds of fruits, and of course, the backbone of it is vegetables, green and green leafy vegetables, non-starch. So your plate, you divide it into vegetables, then you have a bit of proteins, and then we have uh, the carbohydrates. And we encourage that the carbohydrates should be more of the whole meal grains. If it's maize, it's the whole meal maize. If it's the flour you are going to use, it's the one that has not been the outer covering has not been removed. And then of course there's plenty of water and the use of the appropriate types of oils. When we are talking types of oil, we are talking about the heart healthy oils that are more of the liquid oils that do not solidify at room temperature. Then of course water, we insist to try as much as possible to drink as much water as you can, preferably depending on the most of the weight of the people, between 6 to 8 glasses of water, and this should be adequate to help you to keep well hydrated. Then reducing the intake of caffeine, alcohol, and when we are talking about alcohol, the recommended amount of alcohol for ladies is 1 drink of either beer or wine, or one total, not more than that. Then this the issue of exercise, and we talk about at least try as much as possible of 30 minutes of physical activity. We talk about the exercises. When we talk about it, you can we talk of the most important one would be the aerobic exercises, which include things like jogging, walking, dancing, swimming, and also some of the aerobic that you can do in the house. And you also need to do strength exercises that will help build, strengthen your muscles, strengthen your joints and your bones, so that you are optimally fit. And it is also good to include also flexibility exercises. This will help you to avoid uh, things like falls, injuries, and even difficulties with joints. This will be very important. Then there is the issue of stress, and the stress can present itself in many forms. For example, you can have physical stress, you can have emotional stress. Most of the emotional stress are things that happen to our lives, things that we are worried about, and the things that we worry so much about. These ones put undue stress on our minds, and this can affect your blood pressure, will affect your sleep, will affect your overall health. And how do you manage stress? Of course, there are many things that you can do to manage stress. Of course, I've talked about exercise. Exercise is one of the most important things. If you exercise, then you release some hormones we call endorphins, which are feel-good hormones, which help you to lower your level of stress and also make you feel better. And also practicing meditation. If you make it as a practice of practicing meditation, then there's the issue of journaling. Journaling is very effective. Sometimes you may be worrying about a paper, and then you try to look at what is the, then you look at the things that are within your control, things that you can be able to take care of, and then what are the things that can be taken care of others. And of the things that you are able to control, you sit down and look at what am I able to do at this moment. And when you break a big problem that is worrying you into those small problems, and you focus on one small things that you can be able to do now and now, then you are able to release most of the tension that you have in your body. So of course, physical stresses are things like illness. If you are sick, if you are going undergoing some unpleasant life situations, those can cause you some physical stress. And I've talked about mindfulness, I've talked about meditation, of course, prayer, and also breathing exercises where you practice deep breathing, and this helps you to relax and cope up uh, with the situation, especially if you're having high energy situations that require you to be alert. Then sleep is one of the things that we have not known that can seriously affect your weight. But it has been shown that if you don't adequately sleep, then you release the stress hormones like the catecholamines, cortisol, which are hormones that prepare for you for fight and flight. And then these stimulate the pancreas to produce insulin, and the insulin has been shown to be an inflammation hormone, and this stimulates your body to change glucose to glycogen and then into fat. And these are the things that that make your blood pressure to go high. So ensuring adequate sleep, I do not have to overstress the importance of getting adequate sleep. Then the other thing that you need to take into account is smoking. If you are not a smoker, don't start. And if you are smoking, try to work very hard to quit. And if you need assistance to be able to quit smoking, then it is important that you be helped so that you can be able to quit smoking, because smoking itself has been associated with high blood pressure, and it also worsens the process of atherosclerosis, making the vessels more narrowed, and this puts you at risk of condition like stroke, puts you at risk of getting heart attacks, puts you at risk of cancer, puts you at many risk. Then monitoring your blood pressure regularly. It is important that try as much as possible to have a blood pressure machine. And when you have a blood pressure machine, it is also good to learn to take the blood pressure appropriately. Usually, it's a device that you take your blood pressure when you are well relaxed. You ensure that the cuff is at the level of the hand you are taking with, and you are relaxed. You are not under pressure. You are not under tension. You have taken relax. Mostly, it is important to take it early in the morning, just before you get out of the bed and start your daily activities. And if you are taking it at in the evening, you take it just before you go to bed after you have relaxed for like 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. And if you are going to take it in a medical center, then it is good that when you get to the center that they are taking your blood pressure, you take some rest, and then after you have rested, then your blood pressure can be taken, and this will ensure this accuracy. Remember that you cannot diagnose hypertension unless you have head organ damage. When you're talking about head organ, if you have signs that show that your brain is getting affected, or if you are at risk of getting a stroke, or you have signs of a heart attack, then if you do have blood pressure and we get it is high, then you can diagnosis of high blood pressure, or if your kidneys have been compromised. But in normal circumstances, for you to be able to say yes, my blood pressure is abnormal, you need to take it on 2 occasions, at least 2 weeks apart, before you can uh, decide that yes, you need to take measures to lower the blood pressure. Of course, all of us, we are at risk of getting high blood pressure, regardless of your genetics, or regardless, because all these are lifestyle disease, and this is affected by the way we eat, the amount of exercise that we have. So all of us have the obligation to do our blood pressure and to take the necessary precaution. So what are the tools that can help you at home? One is having a home blood pressure machine, which is very important. And at Wellness Health Services, if you really need a blood pressure machine, we can help you to acquire one at affordable prices. And then also having a healthy diary. A healthy diary is where you can keep a record of what has been your blood pressure recording. And then it is important that you can join a coaching group that will help you and give you tips on how to manage your weight, how to manage blood pressure with the diet and the exercises. And at Wellness Health Services, we have the Health Insights 360. This is a transformational coaching program that is aimed to help those people who have obesity or have hypertension or have diabetes or have arthritis or any other chronic diseases reverse and they get their weight to the normal levels and they subsequently help manage their blood sugar, manage their hypertension, and also manage the other chronic diseases. Then it is also good to get into counseling program so that you get to know what is the right diet for you and also know how to plan your meals so that you can be able to focus what you are going to eat in the future. And this will help you to stop a lot of snacking. And if you have to snack, then you snack appropriately. And we have talked about these issues in some of the videos in the overall health YouTube channel. Then also learning to manage stress. For people who are living normal lives, they do not have overwhelming stresses. Then some of those things that I've talked about, like yoga, journaling, practicing mindfulness, breathing exercise, then this would surface. But for those who have critical issues, they might need to the help of a psychologist who will help you to be able to go through the issues at hand, and then you are able to overcome the stress that you have. Then the most important thing after you have talked about all these things, our lifestyle is our way of life. So we are not talking about something that you are going to do today and then tomorrow you leave it. We are talking about a change, a transformation of your life. So it is important that you change and you change your lifestyle completely for eternity so that you are able to cope up, because that is what will bring the change that you want. So small changes with big impact, but they require consistency. Your blood pressure does not rise in a day, and the process of atherosclerosis does also not happen in a day, and so it will not also heal in one day. So it is important that you realize that this is a lifelong commitment to living a healthy lifestyle. And we need to have a tracking system. You also need to have accountability issues, and this will help you be able to manage your blood pressure. I have seen people who have had high blood pressure is taken, they take it very seriously, they get into a change of their diet, they change what they eat, they change their way of life, and they get into serious exercises and consistently stick to the exercises. And I've seen them, some of them get out of the diabetes, get out of the hypertension. So this is something that is possible. For diabetes, just losing 10% of your weight can help you get to out of the diabetes and get into remission. And this is what you want, because again, even when you are taking the drugs, if your blood sugar is not very well controlled, remember that the process of atherosclerosis that we have talked about is continuing, and there are also other risks that are associated with weight. I think I've put a poster in one of my in all my social media handles of the commonest cancers that are associated with obesity. Starting from the brain, we have meningiomas, we have cancer of the esophagus, liver cancer, pancreatic cancer, colorectal cancer, ovarian cancer for ladies who are postmenopausal, breast cancer. All these are associated being overweight. Of course, conditions like arthritis are also associated with being overweight. So what is it that can you be able to do? Start today, and you start with one simple thing that you incorporate into your lifestyle. And you can start by checking your blood pressure at home, or if you don't have the machine at now, then you can get it taken at the nearest health facility that is available to you, or you can plan to get a blood pressure machine and then keep monitoring it. And if you find it is high, then you need to monitor it every 2 weeks and keep records. And if you realize that it is persistently on the elevated levels, then you need to consult with your healthcare provider and start changing your diet, changing your habits so that you get better. So you can adopt one habit every 3 days and make it become part of your life. And we say that habits stick with us if we have practiced them consistently for at least 3 weeks, and this will become a habit, something that you'll be able to do consistently. Then if you have challenges and you want a partner to work with you, then we have the Health Insight 360 coaching program. You can enroll the affiliates program for 1 month, for 3 months, for 6 months to help you revert diabetes or hypertension, and also be able to fight down your weight. You can also download free blood pressure tracking apps from your Play Store in your phone. And then if you like this, I would encourage you that you subscribe to the Overall Health YouTube channel. There are so many videos I've uploaded there on various health issues, and specifically on how to do the blood pressure the right way, what are the risk factors for hypertension, how do you recognize that you have hypertension, when you get that you have risk of a stroke, how do you recognize it, and what can you do? And remember to like and share to be able to save a life. If those people whom you really care about, share with them this information so that they can also be able to change their lifestyle. So let's today change our lifestyle. Let's today change the way we are eating, and let today be the day that you decide to live healthier. I welcome you to put your questions below this live presentation. You can send your questions. I also request you to give us feedback on what have you liked about this live, and also give us feedback on what would you want me to handle in these live sessions in the future, and share this live video so that others can also get to know and get to be informed of what they can do to be able to take care and to take charge of their lives. So remember that hypertension is a condition that can be controlled. Many things you can be able to do them at the comfort of your home. And if you have any issues you want to get assistance, we are there for you at Wellness Health Services. You can book yourself an appointment through our Wellness Health Services website. You can also call the number that is on the screen in most of the videos that are presented, and you can also email us through our website, the Wellness Health Services YouTube, and you can also make us send us comments, your concerns, your experiences, the challenges that you have been having through our various social media channels. So if there's any question, if there is anything that you'd want to share, possibly something that you are doing and you feel it is working, it could be of help to another person, I encourage you to share. If you have any question that you want to share, to ask, also feel free to ask. So in the absence of any question or comments, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for being patient with us, and thank you for joining this live presentation. Remember that your health is your wealth, and you are the one in charge. Thank you.